that is all my design. It is a grand scheme or a kind of a play unfolding, and unsuspecting mortals stumble onto my stage, ready to play their part. All of those people that walk and tread those paths. Where do you wonder? And why do I do it? They always ask that question. Those mewling, terrified whispers echoing through the floorboards. They think that I am some mindless monster, driven by my primal urge to devour. And, tragically, they are not imaginative. They fail to see the artistry, the delicate dance of that I orchestrate, but they don't understand. Well, it began with disappointment, with a profound, soul-crushing disappointment in humanity. I was once one of them. You see, I was a builder, an architect in their concrete jungles. I dreamt about beautiful structures of homes that are full of life and light. We wanted the predictable boxes filled with their hollow lives. They think that they are doing something great, but all I see is a life of emptiness and fakery. So, my creativity was stifled, my vision was mocked. So, I decided I don't want to be part of these fake people anymore. And I retreated, I disgusted the people. But the only place that I still held to be pure was the wilderness, the ancient woods. So here I found solace and inspiration. The decay, the rot, the relentless cycle of life and death. It was a stark, brutal beauty. I began to see the world through a different lens, a lens that filtered out the superficial and the fake, and focused more on the core of human existence, which is fear. Fear is our ultimate motivator. It is the purest form of emotion. And I, you see, became its creator. I built this house that is not as a place of shelter, but it is a place of incredible terror. Each creaking stair, each warped floorboard, each window that gazes into the night is carefully placed, as if it was the symphony I hear inside my head, the symphony of decay. The couples, the families, the thrill-seeking teenagers, they all come here into my little place that I created for my own amusement. They are all seeking their little adventures, their temporary escape from the mundane lives. They think that they will find their peace in here, but they think that they are in control and they can go into these haunted houses. They can tell ghost stories, and that is all it is. Maybe even leave with a good scare. But guess what? They are wrong. Every person that is a thrill seeker will enter my world, and they play by my rules. I don't kill them outright. No, that would be far too simple. I unravel them. I feed on their fears and anxieties, their insecurities. Their deepest fears are my food. The flickering lights, the whispers in the dark, the shadows that dance just on that edge of their vision. These are all carefully calibrated to break down their defenses and to break them down as the human. I want to expose them to the raw, nature of this fear emotion, but they think that they are fearless, that they can handle it. Some come alone. These people I want more than anyone. Those vulnerable people at their core beneath the surface. So, this night, it will be a young couple called Sarah and Ben. He is the arrogant type. He wants to impress his girlfriend. She's visibly nervous. I like those victims, but they are trying to make it seem as they can handle it. She's trying to play along. They are already bickering about whether or not the house is actually haunted. How predictable, as I am its keeper. So me that lives inside this house, I have been here for ages, and I will be here for ages to come. And these silly mortals, they come to play in my house. So what I do is I start with the small things, without them noticing, and they will never notice what I'm doing. I will misplace an object. A door will shut, and it will slam so hard that they will be terrified. And that's exactly what I need to survive. A cold draft that snakes through the house, whispering Sarah's name. Sarah. A little trick I learned with the wind chimes hidden in the eaves. And then I escalated. I show Ben his darkest fears. I will make him look right straight to it. I will show him that he is not that brave as he thinks he is. He will be a failure. He finds a stack of rejection letters in the attic, addressed to him for a job he desperately wants. And Sarah, meanwhile, she will confront her insecurity. So I will show her the reflection of her as the most horrible person she fears to become. But her reflection will be in the dusty mirror, so she cannot see clearly, repeating the same criticism she endured in life. They are starting to crackle down and start to break. I can feel it. The fear is palpable. A delicious aroma that fills the house. It is my joy. It is my pleasure. I move them through the rooms, and now and then I will show them who I am. But they will not believe it. They think it's all a dream. They think that their imagination is playing tricks on them. But none of that is true. Each one designed to amplify their specific anxieties, and I will hit them right at their core. I know exactly what they fear. The kitchen will become a claustrophobic nightmare. The pantry will move on its own. A glass will break. It will all be filled with rotting food, crawling with maggots and snakes, and the cockroaches will be in her little dress. The bedroom, once a sanctuary and the most beautiful castle view, now echoes with the sound of their whispering arguments amplified and distorted. This will be their greatest nightmare. Finally, as they cannot take no more, they will run away from the house. But rather than reaching the outside, I have changed the paths, and they will follow it straight to the basement, where all this happens. And by this I mean the unfolding of their greatest nightmare. The air is thick with the scent of damp earth and decay. There in the center of that room is one single chair. It is bathed in the eerie green glow of a single bulb. I said, "Please go forward." Sarah hesitated, but Ben, driven by desperate need to prove his courage, pushes her towards the chair. He thinks he is protecting her, he thinks he is being brave, but he has no idea. So I want him to choose, to pick one person to sacrifice the escape. I want him to choose to pick one person to sacrifice the escape of my nightmare. One of them will die here tonight. I had always thought that that was what was going to happen, that the other would run away, but that was what I was expecting. They refused. They holding each other closer and closer. I become frustrated, but then to offer each other at the same time, I'm surprised. I smile, but my face is not the one you think. I have never had that happen to me before. I snap my fingers, there is a crack of thunder, the house shakes, and then out of the floor appears a small, unassuming wooden box. I pointed to it and telepathically tell them what to do. I tell them to open it together, to fully embrace the darkness together. They nod and get ready to open it. Then they open it, and a blinding light explodes. The house dissipates and the woods disappear. And then I see the nurse shaking me, asking me if I'm okay. Oh, not that house again.